Have you ever just stopped and wondered how your favorite app went from being a simple idea to, the thing that's right there on your phone? Well, that's exactly what we're going to pull back the curtain on today. All right, let's get into it.
Right? It really can feel like magic, can it? One minute, it's just a spark, and the next, it's a tool that millions of people are using every single day. But here's the thing, it's not magic. It's actually a powerful, really well-defined process, and we're going to break it down piece by piece.
And that process, well, it has a name. It's called the Product Development Lifecycle, or PDLC for short. The best way to think about it is like the ultimate roadmap. It's the detailed step-by-step guide that turns a brilliant what if into a product you can't imagine your life without.
Okay, so where does a journey like this even begin? It all starts right here, in Phase 1, from spark to strategy. This is where all the crucial groundwork happens, turning that little flicker of an idea into a solid, actionable plan.
The very first step is ideation. And listen, this is so much more than just brainstorming cool features. It's about taking a hard look at the world, at what's happening in the market, at what people genuinely need, and asking one fundamental question. What problem can we solve that will actually make someone's life better?
And this is where those big, abstract ideas start to get real. Teams create actual, tangible documents. Things like a product vision to act as their North Star, a value proposition canvas, which is basically a one-page cheat sheet on how the product helps a customer and why it's different, and detailed user personas, so they have a crystal clear picture of exactly who they're building this for.
A huge part of this is just understanding the landscape you're about to step into. This slide is a perfect example of that. A deep dive competitive analysis, like this market report, helps a team see where the gaps are, what other companies are doing well, and, most importantly, how their new product can carve out its own unique space.
So once an idea is validated and researched, it's time to move into the design phase. And this is such a pivotal moment. It's where the what and the why from ideation start to transform into the how. It's where an abstract concept really starts to look and feel like a real product.
The outputs here are all about one thing: visualizing and crafting the user experience. You've got user flows that map out a customer's entire journey. You've got wireframes that build the basic structure. And you've got interactive prototypes that let teams actually feel the product, long before a single line of code gets written. Let's take a closer look at an example. These wireframes are the perfect illustration of this stage. See, they aren't about fancy colors or cool fonts. They are the absolute skeleton of the product. The focus is 100% on layout, structure, and how a user is going to get from A to B. Function over form is the name of the game here.
Okay, with a solid blueprint in hand, we can now move into Phase 2, building and testing the vision. This is where the product really starts coming to life, brick by digital brick.
This is the development stage, where engineers take all those designs and specs and start writing the code. Now, you'll hear the term agile thrown around a lot. Really, all it means is that many teams build the product in small, iterative cycles. This lets them adapt to feedback super quickly and stay flexible as the product takes shape.
And this is so important to understand. Modern development isn't just about cranking out features as fast as possible. As this diagram shows, things like security and compliance have to be woven into every single step, from the first plan to the final release. It's a continuous process, not just a last-minute checkbox.
And running right alongside development is the absolutely critical testing phase. I mean, you can't skip this. Quality assurance teams are like detectives, hunting for bugs, trying to find security holes, and making sure the final product is stable, secure, and actually easy to use. It's the ultimate stress test before it goes out into the wild.
So after all that building and all that testing, it's finally time for the big show. Welcome to Phase 3, launch and continuous improvement. This is where the product finally meets the world.
A successful launch is way more than just flipping a switch and hoping for the best. It's a full-on, carefully orchestrated event backed by a smart go-to-market strategy. We're talking about everything from the marketing materials for the sales team to detailed documentation for customer support, and of course, a dashboard to track every key metric from the moment it goes live.
And honestly, this quote just nails the modern product mindset. The launch isn't the finish line, it's just the starting line for the next race. After launch, it's all about gathering user feedback, digging into the data, and constantly iterating to make the product even better.
So we've walked through the three main phases.
But you might be wondering, what's the glue that holds this all together? Well, let's call them the keys to a smooth journey.
This chart is the perfect picture of the constant balancing act that product teams live every single day, especially in the B2B world. Success isn't about perfecting just one thing. It's about constantly managing the trade-offs between security, user experience, performance, and everything else.
But at the end of the day, the things that really make or break a project, they're pretty universal. We're talking about tight collaboration between teams, clear documentation so everyone's on the same page, and, above all else, just a relentless, obsessive focus on the customer at every single stage.
You know, part of having a smooth journey is knowing where the potholes might be, and that's exactly what this is for. A risk register isn't about being negative, it's about being prepared. It lets teams spot potential risks ahead of time, figure out how bad they might be, and make a plan to deal with them before they become a real crisis.
So what happens after years of success and improvements? Well, the product enters a whole new stage, the final stage, managing a mature product. And this brings a completely unique set of challenges.
This table just lays out the massive shift in thinking perfectly. At launch, it's all about grabbing new users with quick experiments. But for a mature product, the focus flips to keeping your current users happy through stability and optimization. The challenge isn't about getting your name out there anymore. It's about staying relevant in a crowded market.
Basically, the entire game just changes. You're not the new kid on the block anymore. The goal shifts from disrupting the market to sustaining your relevance. The real challenge becomes, how do you keep innovating without messing up the core experience that your loyal users know and love? It's a really delicate balancing act.
And that really brings us to the final, and maybe the most important question of all. The product development lifecycle gives you the roadmap to get your product out the door. But the true art of great product management is navigating that entire journey, from that first little spark of an idea to creating something that doesn't just launch, but truly endures.